le Parthénon. Comment s'appelle le quartier où on est allé?
Can you date or marry an older woman? Will your folks not kick against it? Older men have always fallen in love with younger women. Examples of rich and influential men who married young maidens abound on the internet. But today, we will explore the reverse scenario of a woman married to a younger man. When Macron married Brigitte, a woman who is older than him by over 2 decades, his parents almost hit the roof with anger. But did that stop him? Let's find out the attraction, their marriage, and how she became the First Lady. Early life of Brigitte Macron and career.
Il suffit d'une rencontre pour sauver un enfant. Écoutez-les, écoutez-vous ce que vous avez dit tout à l'heure.
Brigitte Macron was born in Amiens, France, on the 13th of April, 1953. She grew up in a privileged environment as the youngest of 6 children in the Macron family. At the time, the Macron family was a big name, and they were known for their successful chocolate business. Her upbringing was best described as a mix of tradition and opportunity. A report by Le Monde said, Brigitte came from a family where education and culture were highly valued. Her parents were so keen on any matter that had to do with academic achievement and self-discipline. The result is what we see in Brigitte, especially in how she now meets with influential people worldwide. Brigitte attended local schools in Amiens, where she excelled in her studies. Most kids have their favorite subjects, and Brigitte was no exception. She particularly did well in literature and the arts. Even as a child, she demonstrated a flair for storytelling and an innate ability to connect with people through words. When friends and classmates talked about her, they described her as intelligent, curious, and deeply empathetic. Like they say, talent is one thing, passion is another. Brigitte was gifted with talent and nurtured her passion by reading literature from respected French authors like Victor Hugo and Gustave Flaubert. This passion inspired her to pursue a degree in literature. She later completed her studies and earned teaching qualifications. Brigitte dreamed of sharing her love for language and storytelling with others, especially young minds. In a 2017 profile by Paris Match, a family friend shared, Brigitte always had a sparkle in her eye when she talked about teaching. It wasn't just a job for her, it was her calling. Many people embrace the teaching profession for many reasons. However, in the case of Brigitte, her teaching journey was started by her belief in the transformative power of education. She began her career at a private Jesuit school in Amiens, where she taught literature and drama. Her dedication and enthusiasm quickly set her apart from other teachers. Students often described her classes as inspiring and far from boring as she blends every lecture with creativity and structure. Drama became one of her favorite teaching tools during her service because it allowed students to explore emotions, develop confidence, and understand the human condition. One of her former students even said in an interview with France 24, she had this incredible ability to make students feel seen and heard. Brigitte's teaching style was a mix of strictness and warmth. She encouraged her students to think critically, question the world, and freely express themselves. Her classroom wasn't just a place for learning. It was a space where creativity thrived. Another student with Elle France, Madame Macron, was the kind of teacher who believed in her students, even when they didn't believe in themselves. This passion led her to organize school plays and theatrical events, which became an important part of the academic calendar. But one of these productions, Brigitte met a gifted and ambitious student named Emmanuel Macron. But hold on, there was no way either of them could have known the kind of journey they would take together. It is important to note here that Brigitte could have easily opted to work in the family business or dedicate her life to socializing in elite circles, as many women of her background did at the time. However, that wasn't the life she pictured for herself. In interviews, a childhood friend who knew her well said, she didn't need to teach. She chose it because she wanted to feel fulfilled, to have a purpose. Brigitte was determined to avoid the monotony she believed could come from simply living a life of comfort without challenge. Teaching offered her a way to engage her mind, share her passions, and interact with young people who had the potential to shape the future. Even in an interview, Brigitte shared, I didn't want just to sit around waiting for life to pass me by. She wanted to be part of something dynamic that would challenge her every day. Brigitte went against the grain of societal expectations for women from her background by pursuing teaching. In all of this, however, her family was supportive, even though they were puzzled by her preference. They didn't ridicule her career choice for once, even though it was clear they expected her to eventually settle into the family business or marry into another prominent family. Now that we know about Brigitte, let's look into the life of Macron and how they met. Emmanuel Macron's adolescence and how he met Brigitte. Emmanuel Macron was born on the 21st of December of 1997 in Amiens, France, into a family of respected professionals. His father, Jean-Michel Macron, was a neurology professor, and his mother, Françoise Noguet, was a physician. Growing up in a household that took education and intellectual pursuits seriously, Emmanuel displayed a sharp mind and a love for learning from an early age. By the time he entered secondary school, Emmanuel had already shown an exceptional aptitude for literature, philosophy, and the arts. This gift of curiosity and ability to analyze complex ideas set him apart from his peers. Many years after he had become a renowned politician, one of his childhood friends in an interview with Le Figaro said, "Even as a teenager, Emmanuel had the intellectual maturity of someone much older." In 1992, Emmanuel enrolled at La Providence, a prestigious Jesuit high school in Amiens. There, he crossed paths with Brigitte Macron, his literature and drama teacher. Brigitte, who was 39 years old at the time, had become popular for her engaging teaching style and ability to inspire students to think critically. Emmanuel joined her drama class, where he quickly became one of her favorite pupils. Brigitte recognized his talent immediately, particularly his command of language and ability to express himself clearly and deeply. He wasn't like other students, Brigitte later told Elle magazine. He had a way of thinking and speaking that was mesmerizing, even at such a young age. Not long after their meeting, the two began collaborating closely on school projects, especially on a play that Emmanuel and Brigitte directed. As their collaboration deepened, so did their connection. Emmanuel was drawn to Brigitte's intellect and charisma, while Brigitte was captivated by his brilliance and maturity. In a rare moment of reflection, Macron told Le Parisien, "I wasn't like other teenagers. In that period, I already knew what I wanted in life." By the time Emmanuel turned 16, their relationship began to raise eyebrows. Many questioned the appropriateness of such a forbidden relationship between a teacher and her student. Brigitte herself admitted in interviews that the situation was unconventional and challenging. "It wasn't easy," Brigitte told Le Monde. "At that time, people didn't understand. They judged without knowing the depth of our connection." Emmanuel's parents, concerned about the growing bond, attempted to intervene. They sent Emmanuel to Paris to complete his education at Lycée Henri IV, hoping to distance him from Brigitte. However, the separation only strengthened his resolve. Do you know what his last statement to his heartthrob is? "I will come back, and I will marry you." That's what Emmanuel told Brigitte before leaving Amiens. His determination was as striking as it was unsettling for those around him, especially his parents. Throughout this period, Emmanuel and Brigitte maintained their connection by writing letters and staying in touch. Emmanuel's unwavering devotion surprised many, and this included Brigitte herself. In an interview with Elle, she said, "He wasn't just a student to me, he was someone I deeply admired and respected." Their bond was rooted in a shared love for ideas, art, and philosophy. Many people will agree it was a connection that exceeded teacher-student relationships norms. However, it was also a source of significant scandal and judgment, especially in France's conservative environment of the 1990s. Love against all odds. The growth of Brigitte and Emmanuel's relationship was not what people were used to at the time. Even today, many years later, people still raise an eyebrow when an older woman openly discloses her affection for a younger man. It challenged societal norms and strained their personal lives. However, their shared passion and mutual admiration remained unshaken. Their bond, built on intellectual compatibility and emotional depth, would define their lives and fuel their ambitions. In later years, Emmanuel revealed in an interview with Le Monde the impact of this period in their lives. He said, "We proved that love is stronger than fear, judgment, and time itself." Remember that Brigitte Macron was a married woman with 3 children when her relationship with Emmanuel Macron began to evolve beyond a teacher-student bond? Let's look into the man she was initially married to for a moment. Brigitte's husband was André-Louis Ozier, who worked as a banker. Until then, Brigitte had built a life centered around her family and teaching career. However, the emotional connection she shared with Emmanuel became so undeniable that it threatened the life she had worked hard to build. Eventually, she divorced her husband to go with her young lover. The decision to leave her marriage was not easy and came with profound consequences. Brigitte later admitted in an interview with Elle magazine when she said, "I knew I was going to hurt people, but I couldn't lie to myself or others anymore." Her choice caused a ripple effect within her family, especially with her children, who struggled to reconcile their love for their mother with the public backlash her relationship with Emmanuel invited. Her husband, André-Louis Ozier, known for his private nature, disappeared from public life after the separation. Some sources said he was devastated by the turn of events. Brigitte later reflected on this challenging time, saying, "It wasn't just my life that was turned upside down, it was everyone's." Brigitte didn't go scot-free. He faced harsh societal judgment for her decision. In the conservative atmosphere of France in the 1990s, her relationship with a man 24 years her junior was scandalous. Gossip, criticism, and even ostracism followed her. She told Le Monde, "People stared, whispered, and pointed fingers, but love is worth the sacrifices." Marriage. In 2006, after years of defying societal norms and overcoming huge obstacles, Emmanuel and Brigitte decided to make their union official. Their wedding, held on the 20th of October in the town of Le Touquet, was the talk of the media. The ceremony was a rather small, as close friends and family attended it. Brigitte wore a simple, elegant white dress on their special day, and Emmanuel delivered hearty vows that moved many to tears. According to the Paris Match, Macron said, "We have faced challenges that could have broken anyone else. However, our love has made us stronger." For Brigitte, the wedding was about her commitment to Emmanuel and about her acceptance of the life they had chosen together. It was more than a marriage. It was a declaration to the world that we were unshakable. Their relationship's age gap and unconventional nature continued to attract attention, but their marriage silenced many critics. Over time, their partnership became seen as a story of devotion and shared purpose that defied the odds in both personal and public spheres. The determination to be together came at a great personal cost for Brigitte and Emmanuel. They faced judgment, sacrificed relationships with people they had known, and endured years of scorn. For other people, this was enough to break them apart, but their commitment to one another remained steadfast. "We chose each other, and we chose to live authentically," Emmanuel said in an interview with Le Figaro. Brigitte's role in Emmanuel's career. Everyone knows Macron is a renowned politician and president, but only a few people know the level of involvement Brigitte has had in his career. Let's look into it, shall we? Brigitte Macron has been more than just Emmanuel Macron's wife. She has been his steadfast confidant, mentor, and partner in every aspect of his life, especially his political journey. From the early days of their relationship, Brigitte played a key role in birthing Emmanuel's dreams. "He's always had this insatiable drive to make a difference," Brigitte shared with Elle magazine. But like all dreamers, he needed someone to help him turn those dreams into plans. When Emmanuel expressed an interest in politics, Brigitte encouraged him to explore it seriously. As a literature and drama teacher, she used her skills to help him articulate his thoughts clearly and passionately. Emmanuel said in an interview with Paris Match, "She taught me how to structure my ideas, how to communicate them effectively, and most importantly, how to connect with people." Brigitte's influence did not stop there. It extended beyond coaching. She was the sounding board for his ideas, providing critical feedback and guidance. Her encouragement played a big role in Emmanuel's decision to join President François Hollande's administration as Minister of Economy in 2014. According to Le Monde, Brigitte was instrumental in helping him weigh the risks and rewards of such a high-profile role. Emmanuel said, "She believed in me more than I believed in myself." Emmanuel often says of his wife's unwavering support. The 2017 presidential campaign. When Emmanuel decided to run for president in 2017, Brigitte's role in his campaign became indispensable. She wasn't just a supportive spouse. She was a strategist, speech coach, and emotional anchor. Brigitte helped him draft speeches, refine his messaging, and rehearse his delivery. "She knows me better than anyone," Emmanuel told Vanity Fair France. "She knows how to bring out the best in me and helps me keep me focused, even when things get intense." Brigitte's involvement became a focal point for the media during the campaign. While some praised her dedication, others quickly criticized their unconventional relationship. Headlines about their usual age gap dominated international news, but Brigitte handled the scrutiny gracefully. "We're not a conventional couple, and we've never pretended to be," she told Le Parisien. Brigitte's ability to remain composed under pressure proved invaluable as the campaign heated up. Behind the scenes, she was Emmanuel's closest advisor, helping him go through the complexities of French politics and keeping him focused on his goals. In an interview with Elle, Emmanuel said, "She's my rock, and I couldn't have done any of this without her." During the campaign, the Macrons' relationship became a topic of fascination and debate. While some admired what they have as a love story that would defy societal norms, others questioned the basis of their bond. Critics dismissed as a mother figure, while supporters celebrated her as a trailblazer. Despite the mixed reactions, Brigitte embraced her role on the campaign trail. She often joined Emmanuel at rallies, greeting supporters and exuding warmth and confidence. She worked so hard that no one could deny that her presence helped humanize Emmanuel and make him more relatable to voters. Sometimes, it is easy to dismiss something because of its negligibility. However, in this case, Le Monde wrote, "Brigitte is not just Emmanuel's wife, she's his partner in every sense of the word. Her strength and wisdom have been quite crucial in shaping his political identity." Life as First Lady. When Emmanuel Macron became President of France in 2017, Brigitte Macron found herself in the global spotlight as First Lady. Unlike her predecessors, Brigitte sought to redefine the traditionally passive role by embracing a proactive, modern approach. However, her tenure began amidst intense public scrutiny, much focused on her age and the unconventional nature of her relationship with Emmanuel. From the outset, critics questioned Brigitte's 24-year age gap with Emmanuel. Tabloids and social media users made it their life work to mock their relationship by portraying her as a grandmother figure. Nevertheless, Brigitte knew what she signed up for, so she remained undeterred. When asked her thoughts on the media and magazines, she said, "I hear the criticism, but I've never let it define me or our relationship. Emmanuel and I share a bond that goes far beyond appearances." As First Lady, Brigitte made it clear she would not simply be a ceremonial figure. Drawing on her background as a teacher, she focused her efforts on education and cultural initiatives. One way she made a difference was by championing programs aimed at combating bullying in schools and improving access to education for disadvantaged children. She also advocated for better support systems for individuals with disabilities by lending her voice to any cause that could improve their well-being in society. She once said in an interview with Paris Match, "Education is the foundation of any society." Then she continued, "If we want a brighter future, we must invest in our children's learning and well-being." Another notable thing Brigitte was involved in was cultural affairs. She used her platform to promote French arts and heritage. To do this, she hosted events at the Élysée Palace to celebrate literature, theater, and music. Her efforts earned praise from cultural leaders who recognized her passion for the arts as authentic and impactful. While it is true that work in different capacities was meaningful, much of the public's fascination with Brigitte revolved around her love story with Emmanuel. As one can expect, some celebrated their bond as inspirational. Others investigated it endlessly as they often reduced her role to that of a supportive wife, rather than an independent figure in her own right. Once, Brigitte had to acknowledge in an interview with Elle magazine that people are drawn to their story because it's unusual. She says, "What makes it extraordinary to me is not the age gap or how we met. It's the love and respect we have for each other." The media's focus on their relationship was a double-edged sword. While it humanized Emmanuel and showed how solid Brigitte's support was, it often overshadowed her contributions as First Lady. Nonetheless, Brigitte took the attention in stride as she used her public appearances to project authenticity and relatability. The woes of Brigitte as First Lady. In December 2021, two French women, Natasha Ray and Amandine Roy, were found guilty of slander after spreading a false and baseless rumor about France's First Lady, Brigitte Macron. The woman had falsely claimed that Brigitte Macron was transgender by suggesting that she had never existed as a woman, and that her brother, Jean-Michel Trogneux, had undergone gender reassignment surgery and started using her name. The two women, who had no credible sources for their claims, spread these rumors in a YouTube video that they broadcast to their audiences. Natasha Ray, who described herself as an independent journalist, and Amandine Roy, who marketed herself as an internet fortune teller, discussed the unfounded conspiracy theory on Roy's YouTube channel. The two women claimed that they had uncovered what they called a state lie, alleging that Brigitte Macron had been born a man and had undergone gender reassignment at some point in her life. Almost as if people had anticipated it, the video quickly went viral, reaching many people online, especially among far-right groups, anti-vaccine communities, and followers of the QAnon conspiracy movement. As the rumors spread, they caused significant damage to Brigitte Macron's reputation and sparked a flood of online harassment and misinformation. The claim even began circulating in the lead-up to the 2022 French presidential election to fuel political tension further. Brigitte Macron responded to the slander by filing a lawsuit against Ray and Roy. She sought justice for the harm caused by these false claims. Her lawyer, Jean Enochi, stated that the damage done by the viral rumor was massive and had spread far and wide. Consequently, they created a harmful environment for the First Lady. He went on to tell the media, "The prejudice is massive, it exploded everywhere. Brigitte's legal team acted swiftly, and the women were sued for libel just 1 month after the video's release." The court ruled in Brigitte Macron's favor, ordering Ray and Roy to pay €8,000 in damages to Mrs. Macron and €5,000 to her brother, Jean-Michel Trogneux, in recognition of the harm caused to their reputations. Although the case was a victory for legal justice, Brigitte's lawyer emphasized that the ruling was not about celebrating a win, but rather about upholding the law against spreading harmful lies. This incident was not the first time Brigitte Macron had been targeted since her husband, Emmanuel Macron, became president in 2017. Before this time, much of the online trolling focused on the couple's age difference of nearly 25 years. However, this time, the attacks took a more vicious and unfounded turn to show the increasing hostility that public figures, particularly women, face on the internet. The First Lady today. In 2004, France's First Lady, Brigitte Macron, made a surprise appearance in the 4th season of Netflix's hit series Emily in Paris, a show that has captivated audiences worldwide with its glamorous portrayal of Parisian life. The new season, which debuted partially on the 15th of August, 2024, includes an exciting cameo from Brigitte Macron herself, playing none other than her real-life role as France's First Lady. According to Lily Collins, the show's star who plays Emily Cooper, Brigitte Macron is a devoted fan of the series. She even said in an interview, "She was so kind and warm and welcoming." Collins shared in an interview with the Associated Press, "She was so enthusiastic about the show." This enthusiasm led to a unique collaboration. Several years ago, Macron invited Collins and Darren Star, the show's creator, to meet and express her wish to appear on the series. Her cameo commemorates a first for a sitting First Lady of France on a globally popular TV show. Collins described her experience working with Brigitte Macron as delightful and unforgettable. She said, "Having her on set was so fun. She improvised and we had such a great time together. It was an honor to do that with her." Macron's scenes add a touch of authenticity and glamour to the new episodes, showcasing her charm and poise. In her brief appearance, Macron plays herself, interacting with the main characters in a way that seamlessly blends fiction with reality. The season's storyline takes a fresh turn as the main character, Emily Cooper, overcomes new challenges and adventures, with some episodes set in Rome. To celebrate the new season's release, the cast recently traveled to Rome for a special premiere event. What do you think of Brigitte and her role as a First Lady? Did she make the right call by marrying a younger man? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more videos.